Hi everybody, it's Tamara Hawk with your March energy update, and I'm laughing because I've been trying to do this update for 6 days, and every single time I went to do it, there were technical issues. And here it is, it's March 4th, and I think I'm finally getting around to doing this. Hopefully, it runs smoothly and there's no technical issues with it, and I can get this out for you. Um, so, over the past short while, we have, well, decades, but also a lot in the past week or two, we've been having these big dimensional shifts. And sometimes we could see it in the planets or solar flares or things like that as well. But it's like every few days I've noticed like it's almost like we're flipping timelines, okay? So my peeps use dimensions and timelines interchangeably. Okay, so my peeps more often say dimensional shifts, but this could be just timelines too, if that's a more familiar word for you. Um, so you may or may not have noticed things feel differently over the past couple of weeks, probably since about the full moon. Okay, and um, for the next 2 to 3 weeks, we have such an opportunity for internal change. Okay. The rest of the year, there's going to be a lot of external things changing. Seriously, um, tons. So, if we can take advantage of this time in March, at the beginning of March, first 3 weeks of March, to make all of the internal changes we need to make with our energy, it will help us through the external changes. Okay. So I have noticed over the past week or so that everybody has been very reactionary. Okay. Well, not everybody. I haven't. Anyway, many people have been reactionary. So you may have come across people that are losing their minds in traffic, or like they're just reacting to things really badly. Okay. Um, if you can work on your inner calmness and your non-reactionary stuff, then we don't need to react to people who are reacting badly, right? We can bring a calm to a situation. And I'm not saying if you stand there and take abuse, it's you could slowly walk away, right? But it's we need to work on our internal stuff so that we're not reacting to these external things. The trick is to try and snowball the energy of calmness as opposing to snowballing the energy of reaction or acting badly. Okay. Um, Now, unless you have the absolute perfect life and you have absolutely everything that you could possibly want, okay, you need to change. All of us need to change something. And a lot of us light worker types, we have a problem with wanting more, or we'll think, well, my life is so good, and we practice gratitude so often that we there's things we want, and then we say, well, we don't really need it though, so I'm not gonna bother trying to go for that or whatever. All right. um, you can have more. You can be extremely grateful for where you are and have more positive things at the same time. Okay. So, anyway, I'm getting a really strong and clear message that changing internally or making changes in our life is important at the moment. Okay. So, my peeps are mentioning needing to trust and allowing for a redirection. So, if anything in your life needs to change a little bit, now is the perfect time to do it. Okay. Now, what happens is if we don't kind of get a bit brave and make some changes on our own, then our high self, okay, and sometimes with the help of our peeps, but our higher self will actually push us into making changes, right? So when we're pushed into the changes, it's more uncomfortable than just making them yourself, right? And they're also mentioning, yeah, so like you will get redirected if you don't consciously make a change, right? And then sometimes that redirection comes in the form of things we don't want. So another thing they're mentioning is when you're doing this, try and think of what it is you would like in your life, right? It's fine to be grateful for where you are, but it's okay to want more. So focus on what it is you want and make the changes and redirections towards walking towards what you want. All right. It's almost like if you're focusing on running away from something this month, it'll be like either deer in the headlights or just running into traffic, and that's not helpful either. You run into, if you're running away from something, you end up running into something that could potentially be just as bad as what you're running from. Okay, so try and do it from a place of, you could journal what it is you would like to see or things you want to have, and then be brave enough to take actions. Okay, some of you are going to want to take big bold actions. Some of you are going to want to start planning and taking baby steps towards what it is you want. Whichever position you're in, it's like, just start it. Okay. um, I know with me, I went live on Facebook last week, and I'll probably start doing more lives and things. And for me, that's a pretty bold action because I was pretty nervous about going live, right? Um, but it's anything, right? Like small things, big things, change something, because things are going to be changing around you, and you want to at least guide it as best as you can, right? It doesn't mean that nothing's ever going to come out of the blue for you, but you do have the ability to kind of guide where you want to go by making a change. And when you're making these changes, realize not everybody is going to get you, okay? So some of the people around you right now, whether it's friends, family, whatever, clients, they, if you make a change, some people just won't get you. Well, they might not be your people to share with, right? I'm not saying that you have to get everybody out of your life, but you just may need to not share certain things with certain people, right? Like I say, everything's internal right now, and we need to change internally, and that will change our external. And then as we go through the year and big external changes are happening, at least you'll be in your positive internal space. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. On a more 3D level, I'm getting lots of water again. Okay, um, symbolically, water is emotions, so perhaps it's all the emotions on the planet that's impacting all of these water elements I'm feeling. And whether, I don't know what the water is I think it's going to be different depending on where you live or where you are, whether there's too much water, not enough water, bad water, toxic water, pure water, right? Just water, pipes, plumbing. I'm also getting, I don't think this is right away. I think it's closer to the end of March. I know we've got a lot of planetary changes coming too, so it may be from that. But I'm getting explosions, and um, just like boom. So I don't know if that would be, say, volcanoes and things, or like bombs and things. Okay, so um, I'm just hearing all of these explosions. So I think there'll be some of that coming up as well. Anyway, I think we're just about done. Um, if you want help with internal change and energies and things like that. I do have the 21 days of energy clearing and healing coming up starting March 10th. I'll put a link down below to sign up for that. It would be really neat if you're watching this and you've been in one. It would be neat if you could leave a comment for other people to know how helpful that can be. It's when I went during this 21 days, we work a lot on this internal energy so that the external energy doesn't impact you quite so much. Yeah, I've had amazing feedback from people on this energy work. So once again, if you want to get in, and it's before March 10th, the link will be down below. Good luck. Be brave. Be very brave. Just take a chance and just do it. Make the changes. You're so supported right now. Anyway, much love.